Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette, and I'm joined now by Joy Kaminsky from the Cantigny Park. So we are so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Just give us a quick overview. Cantigny, how did it start?
Well, Cantigny Park is the former estate of Robert McCormick. Robert McCormick was the editor-in-chief of the Chicago Tribune. He left his estate for all of Illinois residents. So Cantigny Park encompasses a golf course, beautiful gardens, and 2 wonderful museums.
It really is. It's a wonderful little jewel right in the middle of the western suburbs, isn't it?
It really is a fabulous place.
Yeah. Now, I've been by there, and there's a lot of activity happening. So what is going on?
I know there's a lot of activity going on. Well, normally we're always busy in the summer, but this year we are embarking on a very important project called Project New Leaf. This goal of ours is to revitalize the campus and improve the visitor services for our guests, renovate and improve our gardens, and the first thing that will be opening is this August, the First Division Museum will be reopening.
Okay. Now, I know that this is a major undertaking. I've been out there, and I know that it's a long-term thing. Mm-hmm. Did you get outside help for this project?
We sure did. You know, we have been thinking about Project New Leaf in different ways throughout the last 5 years. But we really looked closely in 2014, and we hired a landscape architecture firm out of Boston called Sasaki. And they helped us with our master planning process, and that spanned a good year. During that time, we spoke not only with all of our staff at Cantigny, but our members and our volunteers, and we really asked the community, what can we do to improve? And so Project New Leaf is a combination of all of those, the input that we've received during that time.
I think that's really lovely. I love the fact that you have asked your members what they're looking for. I mean, you've been very customer focused in this planning process.
Absolutely. I mean, Cantigny Park we are driven by serving our community, and that's exactly what we want to do, is serve our community better.
That's great. Now, this is a long-term project, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
Talk to me a little bit about the length of it
Sure.
and kind of the phases of it.
Sure. So Project New Leaf in total is about a 5 to 7 year renovation project. As with every construction project, and we think it's going to be 5 to 7 years. Our first phase is phase 1, and that is actually spanning this year, 2017, and also 2018. But again, we're really looking forward to the First Division Museum that will open this August, at the end of August of 2017.
Okay. Now, phase 1, what is it going to accomplish? What's your primary goal for that?
Sure. So, of course, the First Division Museum, but then also we're looking at improving our pathways. So in order to accomplish this, we're improving our pond area, which is going to expand and take more water in from throughout the park, and then also renovate our gardens. You know, the gardens haven't been renovated in about 40 years, and so we observed and we asked our community, some of the strollers and wheelchairs have had a hard time getting through the gardens, and so that's one of the primary focuses of phase 1.
Well, I think it's interesting when you say that, because I think a little bit even like cars, like, you know, strollers have seemed to grow and get
Absolutely.
bigger and bigger all the time, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we're looking at is providing a perimeter tram route around the park as our visitorship has grown, which has grown wonderfully. We are finding that our current pathways can't facilitate everybody that needs to get throughout the park. So this first phase will hopefully improve that aspect for our visitors.
That'll be nice. I think that'll be nice. Now, I know you love the gardens in the horticultural department. So talk a little bit about the gardens and some of the things we're going to see there.
Sure. Well, the gardens are currently spectacular. So it was hard to actually have to make the changes that we're making, but we know that we need to do this to improve, as I've mentioned, the pathways. But another really big issue that we've experienced, and probably many of your viewers have experienced, is some of the trees we are losing due to emerald ash borer. And so this has been fairly dramatic at the Cantigny Park. And so we know that we needed to do a significant replanting project. So that's been an opportunity for us to renovate the gardens and look at areas that we need to replant. And then also our pond garden. What we want to do at Cantigny is we want to clean the water before it leaves the park. So one of our big garden areas is going to be an ecological pond garden, which is going to include native plants that will help clean the water before it leaves Cantigny Park. And I'm really proud of the fact that Cantigny is focused on improving not only the beauty of the gardens, but the ecology of our local area.
That's wonderful. And that's part of, I'm assuming, too, part of the education you're giving to the visitors visitors when they come to the gardens.
Absolutely. One of the primary tent poles that we've had at Cantigny Park was providing an opportunity for Midwest gardeners to see how they can garden in their own home and how they can do that responsibly, sustainably, and in the best way for our environment.
That's wonderful. When will phase 1 be done?
So our first phase, look forward to the end of August for first Division Museum reopening, and then that will be a staggered reopening throughout 2017 and 2018.
Okay. And then what is coming up on the next phases? I mean, what are the other big projects that will take you further along?
So what we focused on for this phase, which is a significant aspect of the park, is improving our playground area, the pond area, and the First Division Museum. But park is big. We're 500 acres, so we have to connect all of those pathways to other parts of the garden. So after we've completed phase 1, we'll be looking for improvements to other garden areas to make it easier for our guests to enjoy those spaces throughout the park.
Okay, I think it's like a little piece of heaven when you go out there. It's so peaceful, and it's in every season it's wonderful, and you get to see the wildlife, and you've got the gardens, and you've got the golf, and I'm sure that the grand opening will be spectacular. I know the kids will love to get back up on those tanks for sure.
The tanks for sure, and as soon as the fences come down, we'll let everyone know the tanks are reopened for sure.
Okay, wonderful. Now, just as we close, you have a lot of programs that you do throughout the summer. I know that lots of things happening. How can the viewers find out about that?
Sure. I would welcome everyone to go to cantigny.org, our website.
Okay. All right there. And I know there's a lot of lovely photography on that, too.
The photography is wonderful, and there's a lot of activities going. Just because we're having construction, we do have fences up, but a lot of our programs are continuing to roll, and they're very successful, so I encourage everyone to look at our website and come visit us often. The construction project is pretty exciting to see it happen. So
yeah, that in and of itself is kind of fun, right?
It is, absolutely.
It's wonderful. Well, I am so glad that you were able to come by. I personally can't wait to come back out and see it once it all reopens, and I encourage our viewers to do the same.
Thank you so much for having me. We look forward to seeing everyone at Cantigny Park.
Absolutely. So if you would like to find out more about Cantigny Park and Project New Leaf, please visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back.